Hello, friends, and welcome to The Artificial Brain, the podcast that explores the frontiers of artificial intelligence, one fascinating idea at a time. I'm your host, Shining. From groundbreaking models to the big questions about our future, we're here to make sense of it all, clearly, honestly, and without the hype. Ready to expand your mind? Let's dive in. All right, fam, buckle up because we are not talking about your grandpa's chatbot today. We are talking about the absolute glow-up of artificial intelligence. You know how we usually ask ChatGPT to write a poem or tell us a joke, and it just kinda sits there waiting for us? That is so 2023. We are entering the era of the agentic workflow, and honestly, it is giving main character energy. So what exactly is an agentic workflow? Imagine if instead of just answering your questions, AI could actually do the work. Like imagine telling your phone, order me a pizza, and it actually opens the app, picks the toppings, enters the payment info, and confirms the order without you lifting a finger. That is the dream. According to an article titled What Are Agentic Workflows from IBM.com, agentic workflows are AI-driven processes where autonomous AI agents make decisions, take actions, and coordinate tasks with minimal human intervention. Read that again. Minimal human intervention. That means we can finally touch grass while the robots handle the spreadsheet. This is a massive shift from what we are used to. For years, AI has been reactive. You ask a question, it gives an answer. But agentic AI? It is proactive. According to a blog post titled, What is Agentic AI from AWS? Agentic AI acts proactively rather than waiting for direct input. Traditional systems follow predefined workflows like a boring recipe, but agentic systems anticipate needs, identify emerging patterns, and take initiative to address potential issues before you even know they exist. It is like having a personal assistant who reads your mind, but hopefully one that does not judge you for your Spotify rap. Let me put it this way. Old AI was like a calculator. You type in the numbers, it gives you the answer. Agentic AI is like an accountant who looks at your finances, realizes you are spending too much on coffee, and cancels your subscription automatically. That is the level we are reaching. According to an article titled The Rise of Agentic AI from Futurum Group, this represents a major shift in enterprise automation, extending beyond content generation to directly executing multi-step workflows with minimal human intervention. We are moving from content generation to content execution. No cap. But before we dive too deep into the specifics, let's take a quick tangent because I think it is important to understand how we got here. Remember the early days of automation? We had macros in Excel. You hit record, you click some buttons, you stopped recording, and then you could replay that click sequence. It was rigid. If you moved a button 1 pixel to the left, the macro would break and you would want to throw your laptop out the window. Then we moved to basic bots. These were a little smarter. They could navigate a website maybe, but they were still pretty dumb. If a pop-up appeared that they did not expect, they would freeze. It was like watching a deer in headlights. Now we have agentic workflows. These are not single bots acting alone. According to an article titled The Decline of AI Agents and Rise of Agentic Workflows from Korea.ai, the focus has shifted away from single agents acting in isolation towards structured systems of specialized agents that work together within clear boundaries. Think about that. It is a whole society of AI agents working together like an ant colony but with less dirt and more data processing.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Here is an example to make it click. Imagine you want to plan a vacation. In the old days, you go to Google, you search flights, you open another tab for hotels, you check Yelp for restaurants. It takes forever. In an agentic workflow, you just tell your AI, plan me a trip to Tokyo for under $3,000. Suddenly, one agent specializes in finding flights. Another agent checks hotel availability and prices. A third agent looks for the best sushi spots. They talk to each other in the background. The flight agent tells the hotel agent, I found a flight arriving at noon, so book a hotel check-in for after that. They coordinate, they collaborate, they get it done.
And His name is John C.
This teamwork approach is changing the game for enterprise too. We are not just talking about booking trips, we are talking about banking, insurance, asset management. According to a blog titled The Rise of Agentic AI Workflows from isenergy.co.uk, the implementation of agentic workflows in sectors like banking and public service can significantly enhance efficiency, accuracy, and user satisfaction. Imagine filing an insurance claim, and instead of waiting 2 weeks for a human to look at it, an agent analyzes the photo of your car crash, checks your policy details, cross-references repair shop prices, and approves the payment in minutes. That is not just efficient, that is magic. Now, this all sounds amazing, right? But there is a catch. A pretty big one, actually. Reliability. If you have ever used technology, you know it loves to break at the worst possible time. When we let AI start clicking buttons and navigating user interfaces on its own, things can get messy fast. This brings us to the cutting-edge research frontier known as computer use, or UI navigation. This is wild. Companies like Anthropic are training models to interpret pixel-level screen data. Basically, the AI looks at the screen the same way we do. It sees the buttons, the text, the layout. It learns to click buttons and type like a human. Anthropic has a feature called Cowork that does exactly this. According to an article from VentureBeat titled Anthropic Launches Cowork, Cowork can navigate websites, click buttons, fill forms, and extract information from the internet, all while operating from the desktop application. It is literally a digital coworker. Except this one does not steal your lunch from the fridge.
Meow.
But here is the problem. The internet is messy. Websites change, pop-ups appear, buttons move. If the AI makes one wrong click, the whole workflow falls apart. It is like playing the game Operation. If you touch the side, the nose buzzes and you lose. Except here the nose is your company database. So how do we fix this? How do we make sure the agent does not get lost in the sauce? The answer is something called process supervision.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Okay, stay with me here, because this is the cool science part. Traditionally, AI models are trained using outcome supervision. That means you give the AI a task, it does the whole thing, and at the end you say good job or bad job. But that is not very helpful for learning. If an AI messes up a 10-step process on step 3, but you only judge it on the final result, it does not know exactly where it went wrong, it just knows it failed.
Bruh.
Process supervision changes the game. Instead of waiting for the end, the AI is evaluated and rewarded for each correct step in the workflow. Think of it like training a dog, but instead of just giving a treat at the end of the day, you give it a treat for every single time it sits, stays, or rolls over. According to research from A16Z, in an article titled The Rise of Computer Use and Agentic Coworkers, this method focuses on rewarding each individual step. For example, asking, did you successfully open the file? This ensures the agent does not get lost in long, complex tasks. It keeps the AI on the straight and narrow, no cap. Let me give you a real-world example of why process supervision is clutch. Let us say you ask an AI agent to compile a monthly report. It has to open 5 different spreadsheets, copy data from each, format it into a new document, and email it to your boss. With outcome supervision, if the email never sends because of a typo in the address, the AI just gets a fail. It does not know if it messed up the data formatting, the copying, or the email address. But with process supervision, it gets points for opening the first spreadsheet correctly. It gets points for copying the data. It gets a penalty for the typo. It learns exactly where the hiccup was. It is essentially a high-tech debugging session happening in real time.
Emotional damage.
This level of supervision is crucial for enterprises because they cannot afford for AI to go rogue. Imagine an AI agent meant to transfer funds between accounts. If it messes up a decimal point because it got confused by a pop-up ad, that is a disaster. According to a report titled Seizing the Agentic AI advantage from McKinsey.com, governance is essential to ensure autonomy, control, and prevent agent sprawl. Agent sprawl is a real term, by the way. It is when you have so many autonomous agents running around that you lose track of what they are all doing. It sounds like the plot of a sci-fi movie, where the robots take over because nobody updated the spreadsheet. To stop this from happening, we are seeing the rise of entirely new job roles. It is not just engineers anymore. According to that same McKinsey report, new roles must be introduced, such as prompt engineers to refine interactions, agent orchestrators to manage agent workflows, and human-in-the-loop designers to handle exceptions and build trust. An agent orchestrator sounds like the coolest job title ever. You are basically the conductor of a robot symphony.
Yeah!
Let us talk about the human element for a second. There's a lot of fear that AI is going to take all our jobs, and while that is a valid concern for some tasks, the rise of agentic workflows is actually creating a need for more human oversight. We are moving from being the doers to being the managers. We are shifting from doing the repetitive clicking to supervising the agent that does the clicking. According to a blog titled AI Agentic Workflows and the Future of AI Agent Development from Centric Consulting, this highlights how AI has moved from basic models like chatbots to advanced agents capable of learning and adapting, and interconnected agents collaborating autonomously to solve problems. The keyword there is collaborating with us, not just replacing us. Think about it this way. If you are a graphic designer, you might spend hours resizing images or removing backgrounds. That is soul-crushing work. With an agentic workflow, you describe what you want, the agent does the grunt work, and you step in at the end to add the creative spark, the human touch that makes the design actually good. You are elevated. You are doing the high-level thinking while the AI handles the pixels. It is like having a superpower or having a really eager intern who never sleeps. But we cannot ignore the risks. These agents are autonomous. They make decisions. And sometimes AI makes decisions that make absolutely no sense to us. We have all seen the AI-generated images with 7 fingers on a hand. Now imagine that level of weirdness, but applied to your tax return. That is why human-in-the-loop designers are so important. These people build the kill switches and the approval processes. They design the system so that if an agent wants to delete a database or transfer $1 million, a human has to physically approve it first. It is the ultimate two-factor authentication. There is also the issue of privacy. These agents need access to your data to work. If an agent is reading your emails to schedule meetings, how do we know it is not leaking that data to someone else? According to an article titled Anthropic's Co-work Turns Claude into Your Hands on Digital Teammate, Anthropic stresses strong security like SOC 2 compliance. But let us be real, for real. Every time we connect a new app, we are giving away a piece of our digital soul. It is a trade-off, convenience versus privacy. Usually, we pick convenience and then complain about privacy later. That is just how we roll.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So where does this leave us? We are standing on the edge of a totally new way of working. Agentic workflows are not just a buzzword. They are the next logical step in the evolution of software. We went from code to apps to agents. It is happening. According to a blog post titled Autonomous AI Agents from Aerospike, agentic AI is inherently goal-driven. Humans typically provide a high-level goal or define what success looks like, and the AI agent takes on the rest. We are becoming the architects, and the AI is becoming the builder. I want to leave you with one final thought. This technology is moving insanely fast. What seems like science fiction today is going to be standard operating procedure in a year or two. The companies that figure out how to implement these agentic workflows safely and efficiently are going to dominate. And the individuals who learn how to orchestrate these agents, how to prompt them, how to supervise them, those people are going to be the rock stars of the next decade. So do not sleep on this. Start thinking about the boring, repetitive tasks you do every day, The stuff that makes you go, ugh, I do not want to do this. That is exactly what agentic workflows are coming for, and honestly, I cannot wait to let them have it. I would rather be brainstorming the next big idea than copy-pasting data into a spreadsheet for 4 hours. That is trash. Let the robots do the trash work. Let us do the creative work.
Phone face down, but I still feel it buzz. All these scenes from the day playing back just because. Keys on the table, coat on the chair. Your laughter in the hall, still hanging in the air. Roll the credits on the long, long day. Let the cause.
That is a wrap on today's deep dive into the rise of agentic workflows. We covered the shift from reactive chatbots to proactive agents, the power of computer use and UI navigation, and the absolute necessity of process supervision to keep our digital coworkers from going off the rails. It is a brave new world out there, folks, and the artificial brain is going to be right here guiding you through it every step of the way. Make sure you tune in next week because we are going to be talking about something that is going to blow your mind. I am not going to spoil it, but let us just say it involves AI and your biological brain in a way you never expected. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. Until next time, keep your neural networks trained and your algorithms clean. Peace.